Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs Aston Villa match preview after what has been a crazy 2020. Obviously the whole pandemic thing, football wasn't here for a while, the season ended, we got top 4 now this year. This is basically our last show of the year, I think. We might be our last show, Maloto, because we're playing in the new year. But Marcus might make a new show. So this could be our last year. So yeah, it's a little bit of reflection on 2020 and Manchester United in general. I think it's been a strange year, like I said, with the whole pandemic thing, not having fans at the ground, all of that stuff. And obviously, the way we're ending 2020 is very good in a Manchester United sense. I'm not saying, people are still in lockdown, the virus isn't going anywhere. So, in terms of that, it's bad. But in terms of United, it's good. We're second in the log. Bruno's doing a madness, as always. And things are looking good. So yeah, before we get into it, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, let's analyze this upcoming game against Aston Villa. Because I tell you what, it's going to be a great game. I do like Villa a lot. I do like Villa. My main man, Jack Grealish, plays for Aston Villa. Everyone will know how much I love Jack Grealish. He is the man. Yeah, he is the man at Aston Villa. He is the man I want at the Theatre of Dreams. Without a doubt, I want Jack Grealish there in my team more than anyone else. I know we need a centre back, but in terms of who I want, if I could have any player tomorrow, I'm taking Jack Grealish tomorrow. So yeah. But Maloto, I must ask you, now that we've slept on it, how are you feeling after the 1-0 late minute winner against Wolves?
I'm feeling terrific. Like, I'm on top of the moon. We're in second place. We're potentially in a title race. We're ending 2020 on a high. Like, how many teams end off the year? Usually around this period is the whole thing about if you can get through December. It's always been like that. Get through December, you're in the top 2, you're fighting, you at the end. And we're there right now. We're there. So only changing the rules for United. In terms of that category, we're in the title race. And yeah, all the other fans can suck it really. Man City fans, mid-table, they can suck it. Arsenal fans in relegation, it is what it is, We're doing the most at the moment. And yeah, it's mostly down to one man, it's Bruno Fernandes. And yeah, we're just grateful that we somehow managed to sign this player while everybody else was sleeping on him. And now we've got him for 40 million. He's probably worth 100 and something million right now. And yeah, dude. So this year has been tough because of other things, because of COVID. We can't forget about that. Obviously, it's been a tough year for the world. But for us, it's a really good way to finish the year. And hopefully we can beat Villa and just cement our place, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I think just to speak about 2020 in general, it's been a shite year. I think that's the general consensus. I mean, personally for me, in my life, it's been an okay year. I really say, nothing COVID has done has really affected me because I'm kind of grateful in that way. I'm blessed in that way. Obviously, I do my YouTube videos. I'm always at home anyways. I'm a gamer, all those things. I watch United. So yeah, in South Africa, where we are, there is lockdown, but so we can't really go to the games anyways if we wanted to. But at least there's Premier League football, and that's all we want. It's a lot to do with our mental health. Yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Yeah. I mean, if you didn't have Premier League, I'd probably be hella suffering. I won't even lie to you. But yeah, so big up England, big up the Premier League. Hopefully, the COVID cases I know are rising there, but hopefully it's you guys can maintain that. I really hope so. Especially for me, I really don't want Premier League to go away. But yeah, and especially now that United are second, I just want to keep it going. Game after game, just keep it running. Keep it running. Yeah, keep it running. Don't stop it.
Oh, should we void the season? I'd cry.
Exactly. I don't want to do it. But anyways, 2020. Yeah, we ended off on a good year. And now, let's go into 2021 with a dub. Let's go into 2021 with the big dub against Aston Villa. Because you know what, boys? Villa are on some other form. It's not even just a purple patch anymore. I think they are very consistent. In fact, if I check the Premier League table for you quickly, let's see, right? I'm pretty sure Villa are very high up. I actually thought they might get relegated this season. But clearly, they are nowhere near it. And a lot has to do with Jack Grealish. Obviously, John McGinn has been playing very well. The defense has actually been doing quite well. Tyrone Mings has been doing well. Obviously, the signing of Martinez, who I think is arguably one of the best signings of the transfer window. I think Martinez is, what a goalkeeper. Honestly, what a goalkeeper he is. Definitely my fantasy league team as well. Just an amazing goalkeeper. I think that was a good signing. And yeah, Villa are currently fifth on the log. Currently fifth on the log. I think they have to play today. Oh, who are they playing today? Who are they playing today?
They're playing today.
Are they? I think they're playing today. Let me see. By the time we're recording this video, I think they're playing today. Let's see. Oh no, no, they're not. I lied. They're not playing. They just have 14 games for some reason. I don't understand why. But yeah, anyways, they're 26. Yeah.
Remember they didn't. If you talk about the game's hand, remember there was a COVID issue when they're supposed to versus Newcastle and
Oh
the
yeah.
game was postponed or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. But anyways, they're on 26 points. So if they win, they go 29, which is actually technically they're right behind us. Then they would be in third place. So it's a big game. It's a must-win game. Again, you win Villa, and then we go into Liverpool, and there it is. It's set up for the fairy tale story. But let's talk about Aston Villa. Maloto, what do you have to say about Aston Villa this season specifically?
They've been doing the most this season, eh? Like, I didn't expect them to. I don't think anyone expected them to be this good because they got out of relegation just last season. A goal, I think, in the 80th minute by Jack Grealish saved them. And you don't expect. Okay, Leicester did it once where they fought relegation, and the next season somehow they won the title. But it's unlikely, you know. Usually teams like that go back in the relegation scrap. And I'm also looking at the table, and they look so rounded. They've got 28 goals. I mean, for a team of their size, you can expect them many goals, and there's 14, which is pretty good.
They haven't
And
lost the game.
I think it is down to
as well.
imagine. So it's insane how well-rounded they've been, and I think it is down to good signings. Martinez, a big signing. Watkins, I don't think you mentioned him.
Watkins,
he's been
very good.
he's been a good addition. Yeah. I think McGinn
Barkley.
though. I think they didn't sign him. Barkley as well. He doesn't play as much, but to have someone like Barkley off the bench is a really good asset. But I feel like McGinn, they didn't sign him, but because he had so many injury issues last season, it's like a new signing this season. And they've just looked amazing, honestly. And they're not a team we should take for granted. They're not a team that's going to sit back. They will be resolute defensively, but then they can go at you. They know how to attack. And yeah, we're going to have to. I don't know if it's a game we can play people like Pogba, to be honest. I don't know if it's a game we can play people who are liability defensively. We're going to have to be a bit robust. Obviously, we need to take care of our attack because we are Manchester United, but we need to be careful of this team. I fear them more than I fear Wolves, to be honest.
Yeah, it's crazy that. Personally, I feel most scared about Wolves just because of the way they play. It's just absolute shithouse. Absolute shithouse.
At the moment, though, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Wolves in general, as you say, they're a team that when they're coming, you know you're not going to have an easy game. But I think at the moment, form-wise, Villa, are a team that could disrupt.
Yeah, they are, definitely. I mean, like I said, big names for Villa to watch out. There's Ollie Watkins, Jack Grealish, John McGinn, Martinez, Tyrone Mings, and I'm forgetting someone. There was someone else I was thinking. Oh, and El Ghazi now, who has come into amazing form for some reason over the last two games. Yeah, last two games El Ghazi has been, doing some other things. So that's 6 players right there that I've named that are in amazing form. They are doing absolutely wonderful. And like I said, I actually, when I think about Aston Villa, I think a lot of Manchester United. Obviously, they're a bit behind us on the table, but it's so ironic that I even think with Aston Villa, as good as they are all around, like you said, you take Jack Grealish out of that team, it's curtains. It is curtains. It's curtains, that team. It is curtains. So, and when I think about United, United looks pretty well all around, except, maybe bad defensively and things like that, silly mistakes. But again, you take out Bruno Fernandes, your creative playmaker, we are not going anywhere. And I think those two are very similar. Yeah. You look at Jack Grealish, most foul player in the league. I think he's second behind Bruno Fernandes for chances created in the league, so that just says it all. Him, KDB, and Grealish are the top creators in the Premier League, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Just playing style in general, it's so similar, and I don't know if people notice it. Like, I always compare them to Maddison. Maddison is like a number 10 straight up. He stays in that center, just behind the striker. And doesn't drift too much. Jack Grealish and Bruno Fernandes are all over the place. They'll be going deep to get the ball. They'll be going to the wing sometimes, and they're just in every pocket of space and creating chances from everywhere, and it's really impressive. And I would have loved to see them play box to box next to each other. I think they would have terrorized defenses.
Yeah, that's my dream, isn't it? That is my dream. In fact, before we had Donny van de Beek, I was even like people were asking me, Donny van de Beek or Jack Grealish. I don't know if you guys remember this. We did a show about it. Who would you rather take? And everyone on our panel said Donny van de Beek, and I was the only one who said I'd take Jack Grealish. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Really? I don't.
Maybe Clayton said Jack Grealish.
Okay, maybe I did say that.
Clayton was I think Clayton might have said Jack Grealish. But I
just feel
100%
like
said I would rather take Jack Grealish. And that's the guy Ollie wanted.
I love
Ollie
Donny.
wanted Jack Grealish.
Yeah, I love Donny. And
I also love
as much
Donny.
he hasn't played much, he's actually my favorite player at the moment, United. But I would have said, yeah, I tell you.
I tell you,
But I would have said
my favorite
Jack.
player is clear.
Okay, fair. But I would have said Jack Grealish because he's got the Premier League experience, you know? You can't run away from that. And he's been doing it there for some time now. And is it too early for us to get him? Because I was listening to Mark the other day, and he was saying Jack Grealish can play left wing, you know? And you guys are always going on about how Rashford is more of a right wing. So can you imagine a situation with Jack left wing, Martial, Rashford on the right, and Bruno behind him? That could work.
You can play right wing as well, technically. So we need a right wing. I think Jack Grealish can play on either of the wings, 10 or box to box. I think that's what it is like. And I tell you what, you take Paul Pogba, goes in the summer or whatever, you buy Jack Grealish. That's what I think must happen.
And we're not gonna spend 120 million on Jack Grealish.
Like I said, I love Donny van de Beek. Don't get me wrong. He should be playing probably every game, but in that third midfield choice, he should be our third choice midfielder. But as soon as Paul Pogba goes, I would still rather have Jack Grealish over Donny van de Beek. I'll be honest. I would much rather have Jack Grealish over Donny van de Beek. I'd take Jack Grealish over any other midfielder bar Bruno Fernandes at the moment. I wouldn't take any other midfielder in the world over Jack Grealish. I would take Jack Grealish over Jadon Sancho. I would. I'm being honest. I would take Jack Grealish tomorrow over Jadon Sancho, over freaking any other KDB. I'd take Jack Grealish still. I'd take him over Thiago. I'd take him over anyone in the league. Jack Grealish is second on my list behind Bruno Fernandes in midfield.
Imagine the things KDB and Bruno could do in that midfield.
Yeah, they could, but still, it's never going to happen.
Magical.
It's still not going to happen. So, realistically, Jack Grealish is probably the best you can get. Definitely the best you can get. So, yeah, I know, like I said, I love Donny, but if you're offering me Jack Grealish tomorrow, I had it, Donny. I had it. Then you can try out the bench then. I don't even care.
Well, like as you just said, they can play in the same team. Just have to figure it out, really.
Yeah. Imagine a midfield of there. That I have a question mark there on my predicted team, but imagine the midfield there of Fred, Bruno, freaking Jack Grealish. My God, we are going to yes.
Yeah. And with Bailly playing, it kind of makes sense because I think Fred could. Yeah. With Bailly's pace, I think Fred could handle the 6 alone. To be honest.
Yeah. Plus, like you said, with the Grealish, KDB. If you look at how KDB plays, I understand why people love him. But I still like Jack Grealish. He reminds me so much of how I am on the football pitch. I said it since I watched him in the championship. I've watched Jack Grealish since he was in the championship division. I watched him since he was a young lad. I've kept tabs on Jack Grealish because he always reminds me of myself. He's got the same swagger, the same style, the same mentality, the leadership. He plays in the same type of role as me. It's a match made in heaven. He's one of my favorite players in the world. Jack Grealish, I love him. I love the guy.
I think they're all very similar, all three of them, to be honest. I think, though, Bruno and Jack tend to drift to the wing more than De Bruyne ever will. He prefers to stay in the midfield. But in terms of how they roam all over the midfield, I think they're very similar. Then they can all shoot from outside the box.
Yeah, I think in terms of technical ability, I think KDB has the best technical ability. But in terms of things like leadership, the work ethic, the running, like you said, just drifting out of position, going to the wing, coming deeper to get the ball. I think that's where Jack Grealish and Bruno Fernandes differentiate from someone like KDB.
And technically, they're not far behind either.
And also, I'm not saying KDB, and you also just look at, just other attributes, things like pace, skill. I don't really think KDB is a skillful or pacey player. He's, like I said, technically, he is amazing.
He's not.
But Bruno Fernandes and Grealish, they've got pace, they've got skill as well. So,
That's true.
Yeah, and I've always preferred those players.
Yeah. Okay, what am I saying now?
Well, KDB won player of the year.
Done madness in the Premier League.
Yeah, so
So yeah.
But yeah, I think.
But I feel like we're drifting away from the game.
Yeah, we are. But in terms of the top 3 creative playmakers, we're going to see 2 artists at work come this game against Villa. We're going to see Jack Grealish and we're going to see Bruno Fernandes. The only player missing is KDB. So I'm expecting a good game. I'm expecting a really good game. I'm expecting a way better game than Aston Villa. How do you think Villa and United are going to approach this game?
It's a tricky one, eh? It's a tricky one. Because Villa can be good defensively, but they're not the type of team to park the bus. I've never really, especially this season, I've never really seen them to that type of team. And how do we approach it in that instance? Do we park the bus and try counter where we can, or do we just say we're better than Villa and we're just gonna go at them and just stamp our authority? I don't think we'll do the latter because Ole doesn't really like doing that. Because we saw against Wolves, we were a bit conservative on the ball defensively. So I think we will try counter them. Obviously, there'll be moments we have to hold the ball because this is how a game of football works, and Villa won't be completely open. But I do think we will rely a lot on the counter, and we'll try be very robust in the midfield, and which is why I think we're going to play McFred.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's go into it because, as you guys can see, I'm losing my voice. Jesus, I'm really struggling with this. I'm really struggling with my voice. But as you guys can see, I put a question mark there as a third midfield choice because Pogba I don't want to play in this game. I agree with you. I don't want Pogba to play in this game. I don't think this is a game that's going to suit Paul Pogba anyways. Scott, I would like Scott, but we all know I want Donny van de Beek as well.
I would like him.
Yeah, I also want.
I would have liked. I think kind of makes sense. Donny van de Beek is the best player for this game.
He is the
Donny
best
van de
player
Beek is
for
the
this
best player for a lot of games. But anyway.
Yeah, but anyways. And then, yeah, so I don't know, because I'm even thinking, I'm like, it's either going to be Pogba or Scott, but then I'm just thinking, when is Donny going to play? Like, which game is Donny van de Beek going to play for? There's so many games that has come up. Donny van de Beek hasn't even come off the bench. It doesn't even look like Ollie gives him a stay, it just, that thing, how do I explain this? Like, let's just say when a hobo comes to your car, and you do that thing where you just ignore, like you pretend you don't see him, and he's there. He's literally trying to make himself clear, but you pretend he's not there. I feel like Ollie does that with Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek's like, Ollie, I'm here, stop me on, and then Ollie's looking, he's like, Donny, get out of my way. What are you doing? I'm watching the game. He just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. I would 100% play Donny in this game though.
The more I think about it, maybe we should play Pogba. Because I think, obviously I prefer Donny, but that's not going to happen. But maybe we should play Pogba because I think we need to be more dominant at home. And we need to realize that we're Manchester freaking United.
Yeah.
And with Bailly playing, we've got the pace there. And it depends on how Ole's going to approach the game. If he's going to be conservative and play Pogba, bad idea. Because Pogba's going to end up conceding a penalty or something.
Yeah.
The game's going to be very cagey. But if we want to go at Villa, which is what I think we should do at home, because at the end of the day, we're in better form. Maybe not better form, but we're on power and form and we're better players. If you're going to go at Villa, Pogba becomes a big asset because he's that type of player, So if I was manager, that's what I would do, I guess. And just, in home games, you should be winning all your home games if you're going to be in the title race. And I think you don't do that by worrying too much about the opposition. I remember a few years ago when Barca won the treble under Luis Enrique started doing this thing because Barca used to hold much, and there was a criticism away from home doesn't really work so well. So what he would do away from home, he'd worry a lot about the other team and he'd play long balls from time to time, which was a bit foreign for Barca fans. But at home, like Liverpool do, they'll just play that style and they're relentless about it. And I think that's what we should do more because we need to be picking up points. We need to be battering teams, opening up defenses more often at home. And I feel like if you don't get into the habit of doing that, when are we ever going to start? And I think it might hinder us in terms of the title challenge.
It's an interesting one, yeah. So the thing is now, right? I'm in this pickle, right? We both want Donny van de Beek to play this game, 100%. I would love to put Donny van de Beek on that board right now, but it's not gonna happen. I would say 90% is not gonna happen. So it's between Scott and Pogba. Now I know how Scott is, right? I know how Pogba is. Pogba can give away the ball a lot. If he gets pressed, he looks like one of the worst players in the world. I don't know why. If you just press Paul Pogba, it's over. He just can't deal with the press. Yeah, it's a yikes. Mm-hmm. Having said all of that, though, I agree with you. I'd much rather have a shite Paul Pogba than even on top of his game, McTominay. I would. If it was up to me, I would play Paul Pogba every day over McTominay. The only time I play McTominay is honestly when I need a freaking Duracell bunny running up and down, up down, up down, up down. That's the only time I'm gonna pick him.
Like I think, in terms of evidence, I think Ole has found a trick where he can switch between these two sets of midfield pairings and that they still don't really drop too much form. And in games like this, he tends to play McFred, where he needs them to be more robust. And in games we're playing the Sheffield, he play Pogba and Matic. And because it's been working, maybe it's the logical way to go in this game, but I just think we need to get over that. as I said, I think we need to batter teams at home. And if we can do that against Villa, we can do it against anyone, I think. Because Villa are a really good team. If we can go there and just show them that we're the better team because we can hold the ball and do all these fancy tricks, then I think not many teams could come at home and stop us with that mentality.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I put my hands up. The only reason I wanted Villa to get relegated and I predicted them to get relegated was because I was hoping they did get relegated and we got Jack Grealish on the free. But that's tough. That's tough. If we want Jack Grealish, that 80 mils to 100 mils, we're gonna have to come out the pop. Is he worth it?
Now, probably.
Is he worth it? I say yes. I say he is worth it. You're getting Bruno Fernandes. Basically, an English Bruno Fernandes.
80 million. Can I just say Ronaldo went to Juventus? You know, like I just feel like
English tax though.
He's a good player. But I think 80 million is just English inflation. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah. It literally
Because I think 60 to 65 million should be enough for a player like him, to be honest. That should be a decent amount. But considering the English inflation, I guess 80 million is just about right. I mean, Maguire went for 80, so with that logic, he should be going for 120.
Don't give them ideas, please. Jadon Sancho is worth supposedly 120 million. And look how he is now. Look at how Jadon Sancho is now. I actually seen a funny tweet, just quick off topic. I seen a funny tweet saying that don't buy from Germany. And it was a picture of Havertz, Werner, who else was it? I can't remember, but there's 2 other players and I was just thinking, actually, what is happening?
Dembele as well.
Dembele, yeah. I mean, he might have actually been in the picture, you know. He might have been the other guy in the picture. Dembele might have been the actual guy. So it's like, just don't buy from Germany. And I was thinking, well, fair play. Look at our Sancho is now. Maybe we did dodge a bullet.
Good. The Dortmund scam.
Yeah. But that's just off topic. Like I said, I think Jack Grealish, you bring him somehow into Old Trafford, I'll be the first in line to buy Jack Grealish Manchester United shirt. Trust me. First in line. I think if there was someone to don a number 7, would be Jack Grealish. It fits it perfectly.
I think so too. I don't think Cavani will let it go that easily, but I think it would be a brilliant match, honestly. And I think it could be a step. I think we should get a centre back first.
Yeah, we should.
But I think if we're gonna make 2 signings, it would be a centre back and Jack Grealish, in my opinion.
Yeah, our budget if we had to
buy. I know
buy.
some people CDM, but to be honest, I think we're fine for. And we're getting that guy. I'm forgetting his name, Caicedo or something like that.
Caicedo, yeah.
So, if we can get him as backup for Fred and I guess McTominay and Matic, plus then in the summer get a centre back and Jack Grealish, we're going to be doing wonders.
Yeah, we will do wonders. But enough about praise about Jack Grealish. Like I said, he is arguably the second best midfielder in the league currently, and that's only because the first best midfielder, not even in the league, but in the world of football, is Bruno Fernandes, and he plays for us. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this team, right? We'll get to Bruno Fernandes, but let's talk about this team. David De Gea in goal. I don't think there's any complaints. He had a madness against Wolves. So
amazing.
he stays. Backline injury roles.
I think he's turning up at the right time.
Yeah,
just to say under here. I mean, we're trying to compete for a league title, and with the keeper like him, he might just save us from this wretched centre back pairing.
You would think actually, because I think of old De Gea, our defense was still horrible, but De Gea was saving us a lot.
With Smalling and Rojo.
Like literally, if we could just have prime De Gea, now we would still be saying, the defense is awful, but at least we're not conceding 100 freaking goals a game,
We might lose yesterday if not De Gea.
Yeah, exactly. So we need that De Gea.
Defensive. Yeah. So good goalkeeper is amazing. I mean, look at Liverpool before they got Alisson. Train wreck.
That is lovely. I love that Liverpool. The Mignolays, the Adrians. I love those. Yeah, I love those guys. Those were my boys, those guys. But anyways, the defense, I don't think there'll be anything new. I think Luke Shaw will come in to deal with Jack Grealish. Without a doubt, I think Luke Shaw will be on Jack Grealish duty, probably, depending where Jack Grealish plays. I think if Jack Grealish gets playing straight down the middle, we are in trouble. I think if he goes on the wings, I don't think Jack Grealish will. Obviously, he'll have an effect on the game because he's Jack Grealish. But I think we lessen the effect because I have complete faith in Luke Shaw or Aaron Wan-Bissaka to deal with the Jack Grealish. I have complete faith. Then Maguire, Bailly, nothing surprised there. Lindelof is dead. Tuanzebe is obviously out of favour. I think Bailly is probably Ollie's favourite centre-back at the moment. Maguire never gets rested, so that plays. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka never gets rested. So no complaints with the backline.
Shaw never complains, as much as a lot of people might disagree. I think Shaw's our best defender this season, to be
100%,
honest.
100%,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Maguire and Bay, it worked well yesterday. And yeah, I'd like to see it again. I'd like this to be the partnership as much as we can play it. We won't get a lot of opportunities because Bay is going to get injured. But as much as we can play it, I'd like this to be the partnership. And I'd like the second partnership to be Maguire and Tinsueve. Lindelof is putting a good shift, but then we need a more balanced centre back pair. That's just how it is, really.
Yeah.
No hard feelings to Lindelof. And Wan-Bissaka, I'm starting to question him. I won't lie to you. I think he's been out of form for way too long now. But the thing is, there's no backup.
Yeah.
I don't know if Osmensa is right now, but he's not amazing either. So I guess we're kind of forced to play him into form because we played Tonzere there. He looked decent. Maybe play him there, but then he caused was probably the main fault against Leicester, the goal conceded. So some of us haven't forgiven that. But yeah, I guess there's a shout for Tonzebe
I don't mind
Wan-Bissaka's
Tonzebe, honestly. I don't mind Tonzebe. I think
Yeah.
Tonzebe is a quality defender overall. I've seen him at centre back. I've seen him at DM. I've seen him at right back. No matter where he goes, I have trust in Tonzebe.
Yeah. Maybe just to give Wan-Bissaka a bit of a fright too, should play Tonzebe.
I think honestly with
see if
Aaron, I don't think he's recovered fully from whatever injury he has. And I do think, like you said, there is no backup. There's no real backup. So we've ran Aaron Wan-Bissaka into the ground. We have ran him into the ground. And also the whole
Yeah.
thing about the tactics, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was tactics yesterday, but he didn't have to hold by his hand yesterday. I don't know if he's scared of life. If he's just thinking, oh yeah, shit, I'm so used to doing this anyways. But yeah, like I always said, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is his best when he's just there, wide, by himself, let him control the whole right side by himself. He will do it. That's when he's at the best. Don't come and
It's
cut
weird,
him.
because Wan-Bissaka is good when he stays there, as you say, and he makes those amazing tackles. But you start to wonder, is this the right team for that? Because let's just say we do get Nak Makano, and even so, we get two new centre backs who are completely fast, who are like
So
a Rio and a
let's
Vidic,
just
and
say Upamecano and Alaba are centre backs.
yeah, let's just say we have that, and with those two, do we need people sitting back at fullback?
No,
And
yeah.
it's just
It'll be like
bomb
Liverpool.
up.
Yeah, it'll be like Liverpool.
Yeah.
You'll need.
If that happens, is he not exposed a little that he's maybe not a team like Manchester United is maybe not, or can he develop outside of his game?
I don't know. I like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Everyone knows I like him. I think he's the best defensive right back in the world. I do think he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
It's the same because I feel like you go back a couple of years, he would have been extraordinary. But I feel like
I haven't given up with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'll be honest with you, I haven't given up.
Yeah.
I think he will be back. I think desperately needs a break. I would send him on a nice break. Get nice massages. Recover fully.
True.
But yeah, I have complete faith. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was my player of the season last season. He was my player of the season last season. I think people forget that how great Aaron Wan-Bissaka was. And I think because modern football fans like these fullbacks that bomb forward and put in these amazing crosses, he's not appreciated. Same like Luke Shaw, I think. I think that's the same reason why Luke Shaw doesn't get I see people love Telles and I'm like, bro, Telles has had stinky performances and you don't like Luke Shaw.
Do you think? I know Luke Shaw is injury prone, but do you think would have been better if gotten a backup for Wan-Bissaka and someone who was more attacking? So when you play teams where, and I know people don't like when you chop and change. I know that's frowned upon in Luton football, but all it does is then seems to work from time to time. So when you play teams where we want to be more expansive in fullbacks, we play that whoever that fullback is, and then when we play teams where we want to sit back a little, we play Wan-Bissaka. Do you think that would have been maybe a slightly better buy?
No, because I think if you wanted to keep a backup right back, you should have kept Dallo at the club and not sent him out. Dallo, I really do like Dallo.
You know what happened to Dallo? Manchester United fans happened to Dallo. Because the thing is, at this club, we have a tendency of not giving players enough time. A player plays 2 games where he's done. He's crap. He should never play. And it doesn't work like that. You need game time to get into form. And there was times, maybe not so much in his last season, but there was times where Dallo showed a lot of progress in terms of going forward. And I think, as you say, he would have been a good fit for a replacement for Wan-Bissaka.
That's what I'm saying. He would have been like
right?
Telles.
You get it back. Or do we sell him?
I think he's on loan, but it looks like it's done, bro. I won't even lie to you. I don't see any way that Dallo's going to come back. especially the way he's playing
We
AC
must bring him
Milan.
back.
Yeah, I would bring back.
Mustn't do what we did.
Like Oli, I don't think Oli likes Diego Dallo. I think he'd much rather have someone like Kieran Trippier. You know, you much rather would have someone like that. I think. Yeah, and that's a problem. I mean, I don't mind Trippier, but yeah.
You know what I would have liked? I would have liked, and I could still get him. That guy who played for Norwich, Aaron, I think.
Max
I
Aarons.
think he would have been a nice backup. Max Aarons, I think he would have been a nice backup on the side. And going forward, he's pretty good.
I don't know. Is he a right back? I thought he was always a left back.
I think he's a right back. So I think that's something we need to look at.
No, yeah. He's also There's many attacking right backs out there. Look at Lamptey. Freaking, I would love Lamptey. Tomorrow I'll take Lamptey, but you know. Yeah, I think there's other priorities. Like I said, I still think we need a DM. I still think we need a centre back. Arguably 2 centre backs. You know.
Yeah. True.
But anyways, we move on to the midfield. Bruno, Fred, Pogba. I think Fred will 100% come back into the team. He was rested anyway, so yeah, I fully expect Fred to come. Bruno, you can't leave out Bruno, so Bruno plays. The question mark was between probably Scott, Pogba, and Donny. We all would want Donny to play in this game. Perfect game for Donny. It'll probably be Pogba. In fact, it'll probably be Scott.
Yeah, no, we've touched on this. I think we all agree it should be done. It won't be done. In terms of progression-wise, maybe Pogba would be a better fit, maybe. But I think we have to it comes down to it being McTominay, because Ole loves McTominay type of games. So yeah, I think we'll see McFred.
Yeah, I think we will see McFred as well. I didn't really have... Actually, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Because I don't trust Scott all the time.
It's been working, that's the thing. It's been working, so if it keeps working, we won't complain. But once it stops working, we're going to have Ole.
I still don't trust Scott. That Leeds game, I'll never trust Scott. I don't trust Scott. I just don't. I don't trust Scott McTominay. The front three.
Yeah, as Ricky said, he's a body.
Yeah, he's just a body.
That's what
body. Yeah.
That's addition he adds there. He's disruptive in that sense. So, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. And then the front three is interesting because I think Martial should come back in. I don't agree with Martial getting dropped because he's the glue to this team. As much as Bruno is the fire maker, without Martial, all of a sudden, it just doesn't look like anything's happening. Then Martial comes on, the glue is just there. It's just like, everyone's happy. I think Martial is vital to Manchester United. He is vital. He is vital. So, Martial has to come back in the team for me. I don't think this is a game for Cavani as well. I would love to see Cavani. But if Cavani plays, I still want Martial to play. Then you should go with Martial left, Cavani up, Rashford on the right, which some would say is our best front three at the moment. Which, I don't completely disagree. I think what we should be doing at the moment is Rashford on the right, Cavani through the middle, Martial on the left, and you should be switching Greenwood and Cavani and rotating like that. I think you should be saying that Greenwood should be trying to get the number one striker spot now and learn from Cavani and things like that. That's what I would think you should do. But I think this will be the front three. I think Rashford won't get rested. He plays all the games, and Rashford is very key to the team at the moment. He's arguably the second most important player. Martial, I think, should come back in the team because he didn't play against Wolves. I think Greenwood will play because Cavani can't play right wing. I mean, I wouldn't play Mata and I wouldn't play James. So yeah, Mason would probably play.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with Rashford, Cavani, and Martial. Like, I've seen it a couple of games now, and I don't think that's front three. I think it's good. Like, against Everton, I think we played against Everton, if I'm not mistaken. Or did Martial come on?
Martial came on,
if I'm not mistaken.
Martial came on.
Yeah. But the way we play doesn't suit Cavani. It really doesn't. And what Cavani adds to us is getting a goal out of nowhere. And I think that can be an asset off the bench. We don't need him to start. But I think when we do play a front three with from the get-go, we're a bit stale. Like, we're not fluid going forward. Now we're relying on him pulling some magic out of pulling a rabbit out of the hat out of nowhere, and that's not good enough. When we play with Martial, as much as people don't want to hear it, we're so much better creatively. Because as much as he won't be scoring a lot, I think with Cavani, you need to cross for him and all that. You need to play a specific way, and he's kind of a liability in terms of he's gonna occupy. He's gonna be like a striker. He's gonna stay in the box and be a body. With Martial, the interchangeability is amazing. He will drop back, Bruno will overlap. He will combine with Rashford,
Mm.
and his dribbling adds to it as well. So I think offensively, Martial makes us a much better team because I feel like we have a manager who's not very good in terms of laying out patterns and build up. Having a player like Martial just makes it easier because his quality in himself offers that in terms of his hold up and his agility.
Yeah, I mean, but some of the fan base won't have it with Martial, and it's sad. It's sad because like I always stand by this, but it'll never happen. It's just hypothetically. If you had to put Martial in Liverpool's team instead of Firmino, you would be considered one of the best strikers in the world. I'm telling you, you would.
Yeah,
I think the way Liverpool
I
play
agree.
and the way Martial is, he would get a lot more goals that Firmino doesn't get, and he will still do what Firmino
Yeah.
does. In
I think
fact,
his hold
I
up is
mean,
better.
like
I think
last season, people forget he was our top goal scorer. Martial was our top goal scorer. He won Fans Player of the Year award. I mean, guys, how?
Pretty
Where is the
amazing.
hate for Martial? I don't
Honestly,
understand.
honestly, I'd take him with Barca. I would definitely take him with Barca. I think we could, with the league like that, Liga, I think he's freaking beat it. So I think we're not appreciating what we have, and I think compared to Roberto Firmino, maybe Firmino is slightly better in terms of pressing, but in terms of hold up and in terms of goal scoring, I think Martial's ahead of.
Yeah, I mean, I also think so. But yeah, it is what it is with this fan base. It is what it is. I've seen people starting to question Mason Greenwood. I mean, guys, he's 18 years old. Do you know where he set the bar last season? He set that bar so high that he's actually a regular starter for Manchester United. He's a regular starter for Man United. And trust me, Greenwood will be back. Greenwood will be back. He's had a hard year. Lots of his friends, close friends passed away. Relationship troubles. He's a young lad. I'm not saying, okay, I'm a young lad. I'm literally just a few years older than him. Even just 1 year, maybe older than Mason Greenwood. But, I feel like, you get people my age who just aren't as mature. They want to have a good time. They want to go out all the time. They want to just, have a joke in South Africa. They just have a joke. And that's what Greenwood wants to do. Obviously you can't do that in COVID. But yeah, hard year for Mason Greenwood. And I think, yeah, he's my boy. He is my boy. And he will be back. So best believe, I'm not going to hate Mason Greenwood. I love Mason Greenwood. He is the future striker of Manchester United. 100%. But yeah, I think we've covered everything on the team. Covered everything. I think this should probably close what it is.
I think into the front three, Greenwood, yeah, I agree with you. I think he's a talented player, and that talent won't just go away. I think he's the future Manchester United. Simple as that. But I think we might do Dan James. I can see that. I can honestly see that. I think Ole's capable. I don't know if you think his pace will be an asset somehow. And Rashford's Rashford. He'll do his silly things sometimes, but then he'll get you a goal. And that's more important. So as much as he should rest from time to time, he's an important player.
Yeah, I think that's probably very true. And also, it's that time of the show, Malot. Everything we've said, like I said, important players. Jack Grealish, McGinn, Tyrone Mings, Martinez, El Ghazi, Watkins. Then for us, Rashford, Bruno, Fred, Luke Shaw. Yeah, it's quite sad when you just say those names. But yeah, those are our important players. What do you think's gonna happen? We are second. Villa are fifth. Big game. Villa haven't lost a Premier League game in 5 games. In the last 5, they haven't lost a Premier League game. But so has United. So what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, true. And they said the same thing about Southampton. They hadn't lost a game in a while, and they smacked them. Similar thing with West Ham, and they smacked them. So we're capable. We're in the place we are because we deserve it. We're a good team. And I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. I'd be very impressed if we did. But I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. But I think we will be the better team. I think we'll be more energized than we were yesterday. I hope so. Because if we do that again, we might lose.
We can't play like that against
But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think dropping Martial was a bad call. Bad call. I don't know why he did it. It's not something I expect from Ole because he tends to back Martial, but clearly.
I told you,
didn't
I
notice
tell
around
you
him,
though.
got to him.
I have this weird feeling about Martial the way he's getting played now.
Yeah.
I told you, I have this very weird feeling.
Yeah.
Because even if he does play now, he's playing
Yeah.
left wing. He's not even playing striker.
Yeah. And I just think he tried to do this thing off the bench with Lukaku. He should do it with. Because Cavani didn't seem to be complaining to
And I said it. I said as soon as Cavani signed for United, I said the two biggest guys who I think are going to struggle now is going to be Martial and Greenwood. I think they are going to get hampered a lot because of Cavani.
Yeah, true. And like, Cavani coming off the bench, the other team having tired legs is just perfect. It honestly is. So I just don't get why we're complicating. So I think we'll win. I think we'll have slightly too much for Villa. And I'm going to go with a 3-2 United.
Yeah. I really hope it's this. That's going to be a game and a half. It's a 3-2 United. And I really hope that's the game. But I agree with you. So I'm going to do my processing. I agree with you. Because I don't do this thing about giving the team the benefit of the doubt. I just don't. We are not keeping a clean sheet. Like you said, I think I would be very, not even surprised. I'd be very impressed, and hats off to the boys if they can keep a clean sheet this game. Villa are a very good team. They are scoring goals. They are winning games late on. So if you even keep a clean sheet late on, they will push for a goal. I've seen them tweet a lot of times this season with Ollie Watkins, El Ghazi, Grealish. They find a way, just like United at the end of the game. They find a way.
They went down to 10 men against Palace.
And they smacked him, and they smacked him 3-0. So this is not a joke of a team. Last time we played at the Theatre of Dreams, Jack Grealish did a Mazzoline goal, absolute peach of a goal.
Yeah, that goal.
Yeah, that goal was ridiculous. That sounds like that was it. That was to United. Sign me up. That was. Yeah, that goal was telling United, sign me up. So, Grealish. I think I'll start this. I think Villa will score one. Right. I think Villa will score one.
How many will score? 3.
I think so.
The fact that the fact that we're predicting 3 goals nowadays says a lot. I think we've improved in terms of goal scoring.
Yeah, I think we could win this game 3-1. Like I love Villa. I'm not saying it's a definite win for United, but I just think Villa are great, and but then if it depends on Jack Grealish. That's what I'm thinking. It depends on what game Jack Grealish has, because he is everything. Like I said, he's everything, just like Bruno. It depends on us, Bruno. But with Bruno, it's just more like it doesn't even matter who we play anymore. Bruno will do his thing.
I think it depends more on us, to be honest. I think if we turn up, we can beat anyone.
Yeah.
Maguire's on it. If this attack's on it, we can destroy anyone. So I think it's going to be a theme throughout this whole season.
Yeah, so I'm expecting Rashford to get something. I expect Bruno to get something, and I expect Martial to get something. Or even if Cavani comes on, he will probably get the third one or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. But I do think Jack Grealish or Ollie Watkins, or like I said, any of those players will probably get a goal as well. So it just depends, really. You never know what you're going to get with United. Maguire and Baye could have a stink, and Jack Grealish could be running circles around them, dictating everything, and Pogba could be losing the ball, just jogging around everywhere, walking around everywhere, sulking. It all depends. It all depends. First touch could be abysmal. Today, it could be bad.
Watkins going to not make Maguire.
Yeah, Watkins can not make Maguire and put it top corner. Who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But yeah, it's been a good show. Like I said, it's the last show of the year, I think, from us, you and I. So you and I will probably check them. The first time we'll check them in the new year is against Villa. Hopefully you start the new year with a bang, with a big W.
Can't be losing our last game of the year.
Yeah, can't.
Or first game.
Well, our first game of the year. Can't be doing that. So all I'm going to say is 2020, like I said, been a difficult, tough year, shite year, to be honest. 2021 hopefully is a lot better. I mean, it can only get better, surely. Touch wood. It can only get better, surely. Yeah, touch wood. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of your year, gentlemen, ladies, everyone, all the viewers of the RDA. We will check you in the new year. Happy New Year's, all of that. Celebrate, safely. Wear masks, do whatever, social distance, whatever the regulations is, wherever you're watching. Stick to the protocols, all of that stuff. Smash a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and from Lotte and I and the RDA, we will check you in the New Year's.